gonna try to start this again. Sorry, but I tried to start the video a second ago and had some issues. So I'm starting it again. But right now I'm just prepping my mannequin hand. Just getting this cuticle part in the back situated. I'll show you kind of how I'm doing it. This is the Young Nails mannequin hand, the trainer hand. And so what I'm doing right now is just getting these little nails ready for us. Hey, Tammy, how are you? I'm getting my mannequin hand ready. Let's see, trying to. Well, let's see if I can get this to snap in 3 times. There we go. Okay, there's one. Let's get our second finger. I'm gonna do 4 fingers and a couple different colors. So that way we can kind of test out which ones we like better. And I'm gonna use Young Nails Peach Builder and their shimmery pink. Okay, let's get this set up here. So I'm just clipping off that very back part of the fingertips, this right here. So that way I don't have to file too far. All right, this kind of helps too to shape them up so that they look a little bit more natural. Okay. I'm doing good, doing good. I'm a little on the tired side for some reason. I don't know why though. I think I slept pretty good last night. I didn't hear it go in 3 times, but it looks good, so we'll go with that. All right, I'm almost done. But this is kind of what you have to do. All right, let's get this on here. Jandy should be coming in to talk with us here in a second too. She's gonna kind of keep me company while I work. Okay, let's get these cut down so we can extend them. And we're gonna do just an active length, so should be really easy. Easy peasy. Let's see if I can get this. Well, let me try this one again. I like these heavy duty nippers. They work really good. And I just got them from Amazon. Get that off of there. Let's round this off just a little bit more. Okay. Let's make this a little bit more natural. So I'm just gonna take in my corners. Let's take in this corner. Okay, there we go. Now we got a short, natural nail. Okay. All right, let's get this one. Hey, Zahara. Okay, let's take our corners off. Shape this up a little bit better. Okay, and our next one. Maybe we can get 2 all at once here. Let's see. There we go. All right, take our corners off. Hey, Leanna. All right, now we shape them up to a natural looking nail here. Okay. And we're just gonna pretend that this is a real hand. We're gonna go through all the steps, do all the shaping, all the things. And the natural square look is really in right now, and the French is really hot. French is in all the colors. So I figured this would be a great opportunity to kind of go over that and for me to practice. All right, so let's see here. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, let's clean off her nails with some swipes. Let me get my swipe from Young Nails, this one right here. Hey, Gabriella. We're just gonna clean her hands, get her ready for her manicure. Okay. Let's push back her cuticles. So I'm just gonna I like to use my wooden pusher. I just find it works best for me. So I'm just gonna push back her cuticles very lightly. Okay. Then let's go in and prep these nails. So I'm gonna use my e-file and we're gonna put on, it may take me a second here to find it. To find all my things, okay. I'm just gonna use my sanding band. It's my medium sanding band. I'm gonna put my e-file here on 4,000. And I'm gonna go up around the cuticle. And then we're gonna remove that shine. So I'm gonna come across the nail, get anywhere that is still shiny. Okay. Same on each finger. So I'm going around the cuticle and come across and remove that shine. How's it going, Jandy? Good. Okay, we got all the shine removed and we've got our cuticles taken care of. So now we're gonna go back in with our swipe and let's clean these back off. And I'm just kind of pulling down. Actually, I guess I gotta be kind of careful with this one because it's the mannequin hand and I'll pull my fingers off. Okay. Here, let's use our brush instead. I'm just gonna use my little brush. It's got some swipe on it and I'll just come down those fingers. Okay, hopefully she is, I'm gonna go ahead and dust her off underneath too. All right. Get that out the way. Okay, next up, my next step is that I'm going to use my protein bond and I'm gonna go around each finger. It's the Young Nails protein bond. It's gonna set us up to have really good adhesion and to not have any lifting. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm gonna zoom in just so you guys can see a little bit better as I go. And Jandy, if you have any questions. I think I'm gonna have Jandy do my my hand next. I'll just have her do like a basic, like a harder, it's kind of like a hard builder gel in a bottle. And I'm gonna kind of go and teach her to do it. I think that's what we'll do for our next little video here. Let me know if you guys would find that interesting. I know she's never done anything like that before. So I thought she might have some great questions that she comes across as we go. Okay, our protein bond. Get it on the whole nail. All right.
Hand looks like a Terminator.
It does look like the Terminator, I know it. I wish that they would make these a little bit more attractive and realistic, you know? But we work with what we got, right? Until we come up with something better. So this is what we're gonna do. All right, it works. when you don't have a live person to go with, this works. Okay, so I'm gonna pop out this center tab and I'm gonna put it on the back of here just to give us a little bit more strength. And normally on a person, we would just unhook these. We're gonna marry up these two sides and you wanna get them pretty perfect. So just kind of have them kiss those two tabs, okay? All right. Now let's slide this on here. And you can even kind of, if you want to go ahead and kind of pre-pinch it and just make you like a little roll to get yourself going. Okay, I'm gonna slide this on her finger. And you want it coming straight out from that nail and in the center. Okay. And from the side profile, just straight out. All right. I think I almost took her finger off. It's okay, we're still here. Today we're gonna do Frenches, active length French. And I'm gonna so I've mixed up a white for myself. It's kind of a natural looking white. And I used let me show you here. Get the right bottle. Hang on. Well, I'm kind of grabbing everything but here's one that I'm gonna use. So I've grabbed my Synergy gel in white, okay? It's half white and half of the concealer, Build Pink, half Build Pink, okay? And that's what I use to mix this up. And it kind of makes just a not solid white, a little bit translucent. And it's got the tiniest bit of a pink tinge to it. You see that? Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate you so much. All right, so we're gonna use that for our white. All righty, let me get this on here good. Let me get my brush, and for my brush, I'm gonna use my Young Nails. It's the Master Gel Brush, and I'm really, really liking it.
They said you're doing awesome on
I
your
know,
eyes.
I saw that. I appreciate it so much.
Edith.
Oh, goodness. She thinks she saw something. Okay. Okay, face off. We're not going to worry about it. They'll straighten up here in a second. They'll calm down. All right, so I'm going to kick some of this off. Just right at that tip. And once I get the bulk of it off, then I can just kind of maneuver it over to the side and connect it. And come over to this side and connect it. And then I'm just gonna come straight out from the side. And I lost my connection, so just get your connection back. And I'm just gonna come straight out. And see, you really can't tell that it's got that tiny bit of pink in it. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I've got my sides connected, so I'm just gonna grab the tiniest bit more. Connect it there. I'm just gonna work my way around, make sure it's connected over here. All right, then let's kind of clean this up just a little bit. I'm gonna come straight out from my side. And I'm gonna kind of go in just slightly at the tip. Not much, it's just gonna be the tiniest bit of a taper. just because I feel like it makes it look prettier. You don't have to, you can just plumb come straight, right? All right, let's go ahead and cure this real quick. Be our first layer. And I'm just gonna use my little quick cure. Get it going for about 15 seconds. Okay, now I'm ready to build my next layer. I'm gonna go ahead with another layer of my white. So let me get some more on my brush. And I'm gonna try to still kind of keep it thin because I would like to be able to cap everything with my Build Pink because I think that'll still give it a really pretty color. Okay, let's connect that. Come around, connect this side, and bring it down. Make sure it's connected on here real good. All right, looks good. Zap it again. I know, these dogs, I tell you what, they're something else. But I love them to death. Wouldn't have it any other way. Okay, we're gonna go for 30 seconds. And that should be good enough for me to move on to my next finger. So that's what I'm gonna do, okay? So I'm just gonna kind of put her like that. And let's get another form. All right, pop out our center. And put it on here. Yeah, Jandy's moving around now. I guess it must have been a delivery of some kind, like probably the food man. What's he called? Our Chewy order. The food man. Okay, that looks pretty center. Okay, coming out pretty good. All right. Now I feel like it got off just a tad. Hold on. All right, there we go. Get some of our white. Okay, Jandy's back now. Was it the food man? Yeah. Yep. That's why they were throwing a fit. They know that food man. And they like him a lot, don't they, Jandy? They'd probably go with him if he asked them to. And they would love it. I know Jandy took the big dog yesterday to the Home Depot. She really enjoyed it. She hadn't been in a long time either. Let me see if I came out about that far. I can't remember. Yeah. Okay, that's good. I feel like there we go. I feel like it moved on me. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more since I moved it.
I have a question. I have flat, wide thumbnails. I feel like the square nails make my hands look like a man hand. What do
Oh
you
no.
suggest?
Yes, I agree with you because my niece's hands are like that. She's got her thumbnails are really wide, and then she's also a nail biter, so they're short. And I agree. I think she looks best in either an almond shape, or if she does like a narrow Coffin, she looks really good in that too. It makes her hands look more slender. And it's real pretty on her. So that's what I would do. That's what I would go with. And you know, a lot of people are like that. I don't think that a square is flattering on my hands, but it's really, really popular right now. So I figured it would be a good time to practice up. And most of my clients, they don't do like really, really long nails. They just do kind of active length. So I figured we'd keep it realistic here. Yeah, I know what you mean. I do know what you mean though about it looking, they just kind of look, they just look fatter than what we want them to look, don't they? Sometimes.
Tammy such coffin nails. She likes on her hands.
Yeah, me too. And I like, if I'm gonna do coffin, I like long because I have 2 fingers on my hand that I feel like Tammy was saying, they can look a little manly, like not, you know what I'm saying. They just don't look very like little and petite and cute. I have 2 fingers like that on both hands. So what I do, if I do the coffin, I like to do it kind of longer. That way I can avoid it looking, you know, too fat on my hand. But, you know, realistically, we all have fingers that we don't like on our hands for one reason or another. So it's just a matter of figuring out what looks best on your hand. And sometimes that's trial and error. Like I used to love when I was younger, I loved the squares. And I liked the like the slightly tapered squares a lot. I thought they were real pretty and crisp looking. But now, not so much. Now I kind of don't like them on my hand. So, but I wouldn't know that if I didn't play with it, you know, because I certainly did that look on myself a couple times. And then I was like, I think I just can't wear a square anymore. Yeah, definitely try it. It's always worth trying it because it's funny because I always favored almonds. Like that was my favorite if we were talking like active length nails. I always thought almonds looked so pretty on everybody. Then I started seeing a lot of the European nails and they had more of like the rounded, and I started kind of falling in love with that shape. And now the round is kind of really growing on me. That might be one of my favorites. It might actually surpassed. I love it. Right now they look a little fat, don't they? This one looks crooked. We'll fix it though. I think it's just gonna be in the shaping. But what I'm gonna do right now to fix it, because this will be a good little exercise. I'm just gonna come right in here.
Eat it.
Jandy's gonna get on to him. I'm just gonna come right in here and add one more little side layer like that. Because that way it'll take care of it. If it's crooked, I'll still have room. So let me just get this in here.
Is there a way you can lift the nail so it doesn't look flat? I just don't know what to ask.
Yeah, actually I'll show you. Just hang tight in here and I'll show you what I would do. Because what I would do is just be sure and put that arch in, because that will give your nail, because my nails are really flat. I'll show you. Let me show you my nail real quick. So this is, I don't have any product on this hand over here, and my nail is really flat. Do you see that? But over here on this side, I've built just like a little bit of an arch. I didn't put much of an arch because I like them to be really like natural looking, but you can tell I've put more of an arch in than what I have. Same over here. Do you see that? Okay. Well, this one's kind of flat. I didn't add enough product on this one because that kept it pretty flat. But I still like to keep them pretty natural looking. But the more of an arch that you put in, the more it's gonna kind of have a shape to it. And I'll show you, we're gonna get to that part after I build my extensions here. We'll get building that back part and creating our curve. You can also create your curve like right here with this form. We created a form that has like a U shape. You see that? Now it's not gonna be much because I didn't put much of a curve in, but if you pinch this more, then it will add more of a curve. Actually, you can kind of see it on this one because I did pinch this one. So there's the difference between unpinched, you see that little bit of a natural curve, then slightly pinched, and look how much of a curve difference it gives us. So that could make a big difference right there, okay? But the other place that you can make the difference is when you apply our next step, which is where we're gonna put the builder on here. We can make more of that, kind of like that U shape, like that Volkswagen shape.
So when I ask for the nails, do I ask them to add an arch?
Yes, you can say an arch or a C curve.
C as in cat?
Uh-huh, C as in cat. Okay, to get on this one, I've just slightly pinched it. And I'm gonna put this on here. There we go.
Tammy said I would ask for an apex with a C curve.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Apex with a C curve, yep. That's a great way to say it. Thank you, Tammy. And then you kind of also, this is something else though, whenever you try that, have her do one nail and see what it feels like, because my nails are so flat, whenever I add that C curve in my nails, if it's not just a really light gradual C curve, it actually ends up being kind of tight on it ends up pinching my nail bed, and then it feels kind of tight, and I don't like the way it feels on me. So I would have her do one nail, see if you think that's gonna bother you, because I'm not the only one who has said that. I have a client who also has nails like me that are really flat, and we did, I put some forms on her one time, and we put, I thought we did like kind of a gradual C curve, but it was still too much for her. And when she came back, she was like, I am dying to get these off. That C curve is killing me. And I knew what she meant because I've done the same thing to myself. But it's just kind of annoying. And then other people love it and it doesn't bother them whatsoever. So kind of just have to play with it. I'm gonna go ahead, I know I haven't cured this yet, and I'm just gonna build it up ever so slightly more. Come over here, make sure this is attached, and just come straight down. Okay, now let's cure it. We're just gonna put the little flash light on it here for a second. I'll put the whole hand in once we get it all built. Yeah, it's hard kind of sometimes figuring out what's best.
Brush on your sidewall, remember? Nail Croucher official said.
Yes, yes. And I'm actually going to put the tiniest bit more because I feel like I keep bringing it in too much over here on this one side. It must be that I can't see it very well or something because it keeps being the same side. Okay. I'm just going to come straight out. There we go. All right.
Pivot the brush.
Pivot the brush? Okay.
Do you usually buff it after?
Sometimes, but not always. But yes, sometimes I do. Because sometimes if, here, I'll show you on one because I know I've got one over here that. So sometimes I worry about it not connecting all the way to these tips. So I'll go like just slightly over. If that's gonna interfere with whatever kind of nail art I'm doing, I'll buff it or I'll use my little e-file on it. Like I did on that one. Not so much on this one. This one's just the tiniest bit. We'll fix it though. I'm not too worried about it. But yes, if we could get it, if I could learn to trust myself and not worry that the tip isn't gonna stay on the mannequin hand, then I would not worry so much about that. But I worry that it's not gonna stay. You're at the dentist with your grandma. Aw, I hate the dentist.
Sorry.
I love my dentist. I love him. He's hilarious and he's great and he doesn't hurt me and stuff. But I think I always worry what they're gonna find. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be something like expensive, and usually they always find something on me. It's like, oh, we need a root canal and gotta fill these and that. And I'm like, oh Lord. Because that process, sometimes it goes really smoothly, sometimes it does not. You see, I just did it again. I just set it down right on the tip of that nail. Okay, connect it over here. And we will connect it over here. Let's pull a little bit more. I'm gonna add some more here. I feel like I'm running out of my white. So I'm just gonna plop some more down. I feel like I can't see. It's okay though, we'll get it. Okay, calm down. There we go. Let's get that looking a little bit better. Okay, wipe my brush off. Let's clean this up just a tiny bit. And I want to I'm gonna come right back in here with a little bit more gel because I can see where it's not connecting over here. And I'll just connect it and bring it right down. Okay, now we got it. We'll give it a quick zap, and then I'm gonna add a little bit more. We'll put her in the big nuker. And then I'm gonna show you how I can buff off that white before we add our next layer. And I know it might seem like a big extra step. It's really not. You don't have to take that step. If, like I said, if I was more comfortable with not trying to attach it to this tip, then we could probably just make a perfect smile line. But I worry about it. Okay, let's bring this, connect it, pull it out. Let's come over here. All right, I feel like that's pretty good. Okay, let me put her in the big nuker. Get her in there. Okay, I'm gonna put her on 60 seconds. I'm gonna clean my brush off real quick. So that's our extension belt, right? So now we're gonna add our smile line. Now you could have done this with clear as well. I just chose to do it with my white, but I'm gonna put my white aside for a second. And let's get our blush, which I just had it out here. Our blush. Here we go, concealer blush. All right, so this is the one that actually has the little bit of glitter to it. It's really, really pretty. I use it all the time. It's my mother's favorite to wear. Okay, she's almost done here. I feel like she's pretty good. We'll pull her out. Okay. Let's get we should be okay to get our forms off. So let's give it a try. If I have trouble. Okay, good. That came off good. All right. I was gonna say, if I have trouble, I'm gonna wait until I put my base layer on. Okay. There we go. Let's get our next one off. I'm just pinching and gently pulling it down. Very gently. Okay. Now, next step, I'm gonna go in with my base. We're gonna make sure that this layer, our extension layer here, is connected really well. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of base on my brush. And I'm gonna put it all over the nail. And just in a thin amount. So it doesn't have to be thick, so I'm applying a little bit of pressure, pushing down on that nail. Okay, and just all the way through. I see a hair, hold on. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna bring it all the way down. I don't have it bulky, so it's nice and thin. All right. And I thought I was gonna have to buff this off, but I won't because we still need to add our smile line. And then we'll push that white back right up against our smile line. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the nuker just really quick. I'm gonna just do 30 seconds. That should get it pretty good. We've got our next one ready here, which is our blush. It's got a little bit of sparkles in it, very, very pretty. I use this for even my short nails, my long nails, for all of them. But yeah, my mother, it's her favorite. She likes to wear it all the time. I have to kind of convince her to try other things. But she always comes back to this one. I think I just brushed up against my little towel. It's okay though. All right. So now we're gonna use our blush. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a dollop just right here that I can work with. And I'm gonna kind of roll it around. Kind of pillow it to the back. Point my finger down just a little bit. Pillow it to this side. And then we're gonna start swinging it back and forth here. When you get to the point where you want to start your smile line, where you want it to start on the side, we're gonna stop bringing it to that side. Like I'm about to get here. I wanna go a little bit more. So let's say we wanna start our smile line, let's say right about here. I'm gonna get a little bit more. I'm gonna put some on my palette, some of that blush. So I can dip in here. I'm gonna get a little bit more on my brush so I can build this up a bit. Okay, point that finger down. And let's swing it. I'm gonna start it right here, so let's not bring it all the way over as far. And just kind of start. And I think I want my smile line to go right there, back to about there. So I just need to kind of match this side up. I want it to be a little bit wider over here. I think that looks really good. So I'm gonna stop it right there. Let me go ahead and nuke this. So I'm just gonna put the little flashlight on it. I'm gonna do just 30 seconds. Hey, Rummy. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in here in a minute. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna look at it from the side. I want it to be a little bit higher than that. It's just not very high. So I'm gonna go back in with my blush. Get a little bit more on here. Oop. And let's build this up just a little bit more.
Rascal.
And I mainly wanna build it up kind of around the edge here. So that's what I'm gonna do. So that way, whenever we go to file in our shape, we get a really pretty shape. I want it to go just a little bit more back here. I'm gonna clean my brush off. It's getting a little crazy. Okay. Let's come out here and we're gonna roll it over to this side. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. So it looks kind of big, so I feel like that's good. All right, I'm gonna bring it ever so slightly out the tiniest bit more right at the top level, just so we get a nice crisp line. So I'm just touching kind of that last layer that we put in and just pulling it just the tiniest bit out further. And even up this part. Okay, again, I'm just gonna put a little bit more on my palette. I think it's looking good though. I do want to add a little bit more in the center, just so I've got a nice even surface to file through. And again, just make sure this is coming out a little bit further. Get this evened out over here. Okay, It's not quite even, but we'll fix it when we file. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's give her a quick cure so she doesn't go anywhere. And we're gonna move on to the next finger. Okay, next finger. Now I know I had to have to put at least twice as much blush on this one as I did on that one because last time was not quite enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. And let's roll this around and get it flowing a little bit. And then I'm gonna pillow it back and pillow it back this way. Make sure it's going from side to side and staying where you want it to. Uh-oh. You don't want to do that. My camera's a little bit in my way, but it's okay. I'm gonna deal with it, guys. But if I do something crazy like that, it's probably because my camera's in my way. Okay, I feel like I should start bringing it down. And I think we'll just kind of keep it starting right about here. I'm gonna try to kick this off. I'm gonna clean my brush because I kind of want to compare these two as I go. So now this finger is a little bit longer too. Let me kind of get this just a little higher up on this side. And I need to round off this front just a little bit more. Okay, I feel like a little bit more rounded. This one's a lot longer, huh? Than that one. It's okay though. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna see which one looks better. I kind of like a longer nail bed anyway, so we might even bring the other one down just a tad bit more because I kind of like that. I see. Yeah, we're gonna bring this other one down just a little bit more. I'm just gonna grab a good size and I just need to put it right at the tip. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick this off just right here. Just roll it till it releases. And I'm gonna pull this out just a little bit more. Wipe my brush off. Let's take this one back just a hair. Well, we'll have to get that one with our file. I forgot we already nuked it. Okay. Okay, I feel like that's good. All right, let's go ahead and get this cured on here. These aren't gonna be this thick, I promise. We're gonna go down. Okay, all right, so far, so good. let me get this one. Again, let's just, we'll drop off about that much. And let's work it in. It gets a little, the more you kind of spin it around, it gets a little bit more easy to move from side to side and back and forth and where you need it. Okay, I want to go a little bit more. Put some more on my palette here so I can just dip in and get what I need. Okay, let's connect it. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit further before I start just focusing on the center part. Maybe just a little bit more here. About there. And over here. And then let's focus on bringing this down just a little bit. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna start at a good spot. Okay, let's get some more. And I'm just gonna put it right in the middle. I'm having some trouble getting it to move. Hang on, I'm gonna clean my brush. I'm gonna assume it's my brush. All right, let's try this again. Okay. Okay, I think that looks pretty good with the other one, so let's give it a quick zap. We're gonna lock this in. Okay. And let's build it up just a little bit more in height, because that looks pretty low. I may actually need to build that other one up just a tiny bit on the end too. Let's get this one though first. Let me get some more on my brush. I feel like it's a little uneven over here, which we're gonna file it anyway, but if I can kind of help myself. Okay, let's give it a quick zap. I may end up just zapping it for 30 seconds. Let me see. I'm gonna build this other one up real quick, just to make sure that that pink is gonna be tall enough to give us a really crisp edge. Because that would not be cool if we got through this and then didn't have a sharp French. I need to clean my brush too. All right, let's see. Yeah, when I get over here to this side, I feel like I lose visual. Okay. All right, that's good enough. So I'm gonna put it in the big nuker real quick. And I'm gonna go ahead and do 30 seconds on that. I'm gonna go ahead and put some more on my palette to work with here. I think with the Frenches, I feel like I do a little bit better when I can just kind of grab it out of a pot or off my palette. Okay, that should be pretty good. Let's do, those aren't bad. Look, they look like sisters. That's good. All right, let's get this one. So I'm just gonna pick up a big dollop. All right, I'm gonna swing it from side to side. Oh no, this one's gonna be obnoxious for a second. I'll get her going with some food or something, guys, so that way she gets occupied on something else and be's quiet. Okay, I'm gonna put that one in the nuker for 60 seconds. Dandy's getting the dog stuff ready so they'll be quiet, hopefully, after they eat. This is their last meal of the day, so hopefully that will do them good. Hey, Tammy, I was muted because the loud one, the little Cavalier, she was getting a little carried away and she can actually hurt ears when she gets going. So I was a little worried. But she's outside at the moment and Jandy is getting her food ready. So hopefully she'll quiet down after that. Okay, let's see. These are, all right, I feel like that's pretty good and I feel like we're probably high enough. So let's get this shaped up a little bit. So I'm gonna wipe off. She's running in to eat. Boy, she can't wait. Okay, let's get this wiped down. And I'm gonna file. Oh, I almost broke that off. I'm gonna have to be careful with that one. Okay, I'll just be careful with it. This is the way it goes with the mannequin. Okay. I'm just gonna shape up my free edge. Get these two looking like they're related. And I'm not gonna worry, like if I take off any of that white that we added in the first go round, I'm not really worried about it because we're gonna add more white. So. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. It looks pretty good to me. Maybe I'll get this side just a tad bit more. Okay, let's get this one. I just want it to look like it's going to come out nicely shaped and that together they're gonna look related. Okay, I feel like those two look pretty good. Let's get this one. Get this side just a little bit more because it was kind of shaped a little funny. Okay. We go a little bit more pointed on the side, just a tiny bit. And I'm kind of slipping off, which tells me I probably don't have enough right on that very tip. And I'm just kind of going back as I need to and reshaping those so they all look related. Okay, this one. Okay, this one in just a little bit more. Alrighty, looks good, looks good. Okay, let me get this dusted off real quick. And then we're going to lift up that white just a little bit more to make sure it gives us a really nice smile line. And then we'll shape everything, and in the very end, we'll put on our clear top over it. Okay, let me put this pink up. Wonder if I need any more. I think I may put like the tiniest bit more in this one little spot. Yeah, Frenches are a little difficult, huh? Do you guys feel like it's easier to do the French with the acrylic? Just curious. I don't know. Acrylic to me is really difficult. Okay, I just wanted the tiniest bit more there, and I'm happy with the rest. All right, let's get her back in the nuker. Clean my brush. And I'm gonna go ahead and clean my palette off while we're waiting for that hand to finish. So that way we got a clean, fresh palette to work with. And then when I clean my brush, we won't get it dirty right away. All right. About the process so far. Going all right? She says going all right. Okay, looking good. All right, let's get our white. Now we're just gonna kind of fill in where we need to with our white. And I'm gonna get a good sized dollop. Kick it off right here. And now we can kind of push it up in this corner. Over here on this side. And up in this corner. Remember, this is kind of the corner that's hard for me to see, but I'm gonna get it here. It's okay to go up over your pink. And let's pull it down. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cure this real quick. Let me just make sure I got it up high enough in this corner. All right. All right, let me put her in the nuker real quick, just for like 30 seconds. I'm gonna get another dollop. Okay, let's do our second dollop on this nail. Work it up in this corner. And work it up in this corner. Okay, let's pull it down. Make sure you got it up in the corner. And this one again. Since I know I have trouble seeing this side. Okay. And the nuker just for a second. I'm gonna clean my brush again. Hey, Jenny. Okay, let's go in with a big dollop on our third nail over here. Get this rolled off. And up in this corner. And over here in this corner.
You don't have anything else.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this down. Jandy's having a hard time
Hey,
with the dogs.
no more.
They usually listen to her though really well. She's got a loud voice.
No, I don't care.
She's already 8. I don't know what she could be complaining about. Okay, I know I'm getting a little messy, but I'm having a hard time seeing, like I said. So, it's all right. We're gonna keep working, keep working. We'll get there eventually. come back out. Let's get our last nail with a big dollop. Go up in that corner. Let's get some more. We'll bring this straight out. There's a little bubble in here. There we go. This dog, tell you what, she's acting like she's so put out. So put out, Bella. I know it. I'm gonna go a little bit higher on my white, just right next to my smile line, and then we're gonna fill the rest in with our clear and then shape everything really nicely. And I'm probably gonna do a little bit of shaping before I do my clear. I'm so sorry, guys. I hate to have to mute because she won't behave.
No, that's not a nice girl. Lay down.
She may have to go to bed early
Thank you.
if she doesn't behave. We're gonna put you to bed early, Bella.
And you lay on that bed that you think is yours.
Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more. Oh, Miss Bella. Oh my goodness. Okay. I want to put a little bit more right in here. I know it looks kind of crazy. It looks really thick, doesn't it? Okay, let's get this one. She does her root-roo. Her root-root-roo. I tell you what. These Cavalier King Charles Spaniels. Your ear off. Talk your ear off. I think she's probably our most talkative out of all of our dogs. And we even have like little Yelpy dogs, you know, too. We've got like a little Yorkie. She still out talks the Yorkie. I'm gonna go up just a little bit more in here. There we go, even that out just a little bit. Okay. I know they look super duper thick, but we're not gonna worry about it. It will be fun. Okay, let me zap this real quick so it doesn't start running away on us. Hey, sugar, how are you? This will be good though, because I can show you how I was telling you earlier about how I buff before I add the next layer. Sometimes I'll be able to show you on these, because I'll do that before I add my clear. You don't necessarily have to add your clear. I just think it'll make for a little bit prettier nail. We may even use our gloss instead of just a clear gel, because they're a little bit longer. Okay, let's pull this down. Make sure I've got kind of enough room to file in our a little incline here. And I do. Okay, good. All right, one more. Okay. Let's put this on here. Get it butted up again in this corner. And over in this corner. And let's pull this down. Make sure we've got enough here in the center to lift it up just a tiny bit. I'm going to add just a little bit more in that center part. Just right in through here. And I'll just kind of swing it. Okay, alrighty. They look nice and thick. We should have plenty of room to file. So let's get it back in the nuker for 60 seconds. Got her in there. All right. Let me close up my white so I don't accidentally cure it. We'll get my dust collector out here. Okay, she's got like 15 more seconds to go. And then we'll get out of there and get her shaped. Let me get my X cut out because we're going to be taking off some bulk. Okay, here she comes out of the thing here. All right, let's get her cleaned up so she's not tacky. Yeah, we're going to have some product to go through. Hopefully, though, they come out perfect at the end. We're going to find out real quick here. Okay, this is how we practice, though. This is part of it. And you make mistakes. So you may do the same now 20 times before you get it how you really want it. Okay. All right, so first we're going to go back by the cuticle area. And just no pressure. Okay, I'm going to look at it from the side. Let's get our how high we want it. So I'm going to come down a little bit more. We want it to kind of taper up into that apex. So let's look at it from the side as we go here. And then we want it to slant up into.
Sugar is in there.
I see her. Jandy says hello, Sugar. She said, hey, Sugar's in there. Okay, let's take off. And let's come in here. Okay, let's get this side. I'm gonna actually turn her this way to get, uh-oh. Oh no. She came completely off. Oh no. And I'm not good at putting her back together either. Hold on. This is gonna take Some finessing, guys. Okay, let's see. I was gonna try to turn her. Uh-oh. See, Jandy's gonna try to get her. Hang on. But Jandy's never done it before, though, so she might not be able to get it. It's tricky, Jandy. You got it? Oh, she got it. Wow. Uh-oh. Okay. She all right. She all right. She'll heal. Okay, let's get our side. Let's get our underhang. Okay. Other side, other underhang over here. Huh? You do?
Oh, never mind.
Okay, I was gonna say, you tell me if I'm out of frame because it looks like I'm in frame to me. Okay. I need to get this a little bit more. This. Whoop. Okay, looking good, looking good. All right. Let's come down the barrel and get our chunky sides over here. Okay, this chunky side. Get that a little bit more. I'm gonna get the rest of that with my file actually. And I'm gonna tell you why, because I can't see good where I am. So, all right, let's do this. Let's line our file up just straight with that side wall. I've got it coming in slightly because I wanna taper in my square just the tiniest bit. Just like that, okay? I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Okay, I need to taper. Oh, hold on. Let's see, where did my finger go? Here it is. Okay, back in, pop it back in. All right, let's try this again. I need to hang on to that nail, but I need to taper it in just a little bit at the tip here. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, Lord. I know it. Let me tell you, it's something else. Okay, stay in there, lady. Stay in there. Okay. I'm gonna come around that cuticle and kind of thinning out my side. I'm gonna come up around the cuticle and come down on this side over here. And then straight down my barrel. Over that top. Okay, it's looking good, looking good. All right, let's go on to our next one. Let's take off all her fingers, why don't we? Okay, let's get it cleaned up. I feel like I want to get these sides just the tiniest bit better in. And in a little bit more. Let's look at it from client profile. Yeah, I need to come in. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious, she's gonna kill us. Bella, nothing's going on, honey. Okay, it's looking good. I think it looks real good. And a tiny tad bit more. All right. Okay, I'm gonna scoop my chair up. She's probably jealous because you've got Crawford. She's like, Crawford's getting to sit up there with you and I don't.
I moved her because she was crying at her. So
Oh,
she
I
was
know.
laying
I know how it goes. Okay, I think that one looks really good. All right, let's move on to our second one. Okay, let's get the back side of our nail back by the cuticle. I'll dust her off a little bit more again. Okay. Let's look at her profile and get her a good horizon here. Figure out where our height is going to be. And then gradually come up into that. All right, we need to get a little bit more of that. There we go. And then we want it to slant. Ooh, sorry guys. That scared us all. Okay, slant up a little bit. It's kind of hard to see that shape. We're gonna get it though. Okay, let's take off the side, lift it up. Let's lift up our other side over here. Okay, we're gonna shorten. And get it kind of like, I'm just gonna kind of get it where it's almost as much as the other one. And then we'll just refine it with our file here. So I feel like that's pretty close. That's as close as I want to get. That's as close as I want to get there. Now let's get down the barrel. Jandy had to take Bella to bed because she's being too loud. Poor bub. Poor bub can't be in the excitement. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to this one and then we're gonna come back and do that here in a minute. Let's see. So let's get back by our cuticle again. Let's get our height in here. And I'm keeping these very natural looking, so it's not very, very high. We want it to be slightly slanted up, and then we're gonna come slant it this way. Okay, I think it'll be good in there. Let's lift up our side. Today has been a difficult day, I tell you. With that, and with the live, with filming, like, and her being so loud. I'm so sorry, guys. This is what happens when you have kids and dogs, right? Babies and dogs. They be wanting all the attention. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit more. Oh, now I gotta go a little bit more on this side. Okay. Let's get a little off of our side. I'm gonna be real careful here because I know I can't see too well. And I don't want to take too much. Okay. I feel good with that. Now down our barrel. Okay, I'll get the rest with my regular file here. Let's get on this one. So last finger. Let's turn it so we can see our profile. Okay, I feel like that's kind of already where we want it. We just want this part though to gradually come up into it. We're going to shorten it a good deal, so take off this underhang. Okay, let's come down our barrel. And I can make this a little bit shorter here. So I'm going to do that. Okay. All right, let's put that up and let's focus with our file. Okay. Let's get her dusted off so we can see. It's been a good little practice for all of us, huh? Okay. Let's come at this one. Let's get our length where we need it. So we need to come down a little bit more. And just straight across. Let's line up our side. And let's get this over here. Going to go up our side and over the back of that cuticle. And back down on this side. And I'm just kind of smoothing everything out, and if something needs to be fixed just a little bit, that's what I'm focusing on. but we're still going to take a buffer to it. So it's not the final filing. All right, I do want to come in a little bit more on my sides like I did over here. So in just a little bit more, and in a little bit more over here. And I know this is such a strange angle for me to be filing at. Okay, a little bit more. Whoop. I knew that was going to happen. I knew we were going to lose it. All right, let's come in. I'm going to turn her this way. So you see how this one is brought in on the sides just a little bit more than this one? And also, I need to just buff this out on the side just a little bit more. And just a little bit more here too. And then this side needs to also come in just the tiniest bit more. And this one just a little bit more again. Okay, I need to go a tiny bit more short. Let's also just kind of smooth this out again. I feel like it's just the slightest bit bulky. Okay, they're looking real good. I feel like this at the tip needs to come in just ever so slightly. Okay, there we go. I feel like those look real good. Tiny bit shorter. Oh, I knew that was coming off. Nope. No cupcake for me. Here we go. Let's try this again. All right. Okay, they look real nice. Okay. I'm just going to bring in the tip of this one just the tiniest bit more because I feel like I did the other one a little bit too much. Okay, there we go. There we go. They look good, right? Look even? Okay, let's go on to this guy. So we're going to compare it with our neighbors. We're going to pair it with this one. So we need to go a little shorter. And I feel like probably we could go a little bit shorter, but I'm just going to hold off until we kind of bring everything in again. And I'm just going to go parallel with that nail. Get that lined up. Parallel over here. Okay, we can lift this up just a tiny bit more underneath. And this side, same. This one as well. Let me get that. That'll help it too. All right. Now let's go ahead and just kind of taper this front end in just the tiniest bit. And we'll get to work on that a little bit. So I've just slightly got my file angled just a little bit. Okay. Let's go up and over. I feel like they're looking good though. They're gonna be pretty nails. Slightly tapered square, but I'm good with that. It's probably what I would do if I had a client who wanted it anyway. I like a tapered square. I'm just gonna thin out this tip. Okay, let's brush this off so we can see a little better. And I need to get up around this cuticle a little bit better over here. Okay, now we can really compare. So let's compare it with this guy. So maybe just a tiny bit shorter. And then we need to come in more. And come in more on this side. Okay, let's look client profile. Okay, I feel like this one needs to be thinned out just the tiniest bit more on the tip. And then just one more go around of okay, those look real good. It'll make it look more petite too if having them just kind of tapered in just a little bit. Okay, so this one we know needs to come down because it's uh-oh, we almost lost connection. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. So let me go just parallel on the sidewall. She's hard to hang on to, let me tell you. I'm sliding off here. Okay. Parallel over here. Let me see if I can kind of rearrange myself so that way you guys can see. And I can hang on to her finger. Okay, let's look. Okay, we still need to come in more, but I'm going to do that when we're at client profile. So let's thin this out and get a better surface going. Smoother surface. And I'm keeping this thin because remember, we're still going to put a gloss on top. Okay, let's thin this out. Okay, let's look client profile and compare these two. Yeah, I definitely need to come in. So I'm going to angle that brush. Not brush. Angle my file. My brush. Oh, she's coming again. Okay, let me hang on to her. Okay, let's turn her back this way. I feel like I can get this side over here a little bit better if she's facing me, so that's what we're gonna do. Come in a little bit more. It needs to be a tiny bit shorter. Just take off a little bit at a time. Same thing when you're getting your sides. Just little tiny bit. And a little bit more. Now I know on this mannequin hand, the size of her pinky finger was like the same size as these, so this one may look a little bit more like a regular size finger, but we all get the idea here. So, okay, I feel like they all look really good. Let's take a look this way. Okay, they look nice. All right, let's get her cleaned up. I have one more little look-see over. I want to get this just a little bit more. And I'm just kind of going like in a gentle U shape. Okay. I want to lift up this under because I know on the other nails I had to lift it up a little bit more. So we'll do that. Okay, they're looking good. All right, let's clean them up. Let's get her brush down. I'm gonna brush kind of a little hard since she's just plastic and I've got a lot of dust to get through. Okay. Kick this off into the vacuum here. All right, let's get a little towelette and clean her up. We'll turn that off for now. Yeah, she's got a lot of dust. I probably needed to empty out my vacuum here, but that's okay. We made it through. We made it through. Okay, let's flip her over. I'm gonna go ahead and dust her off over here too. Because she's so dusty. All right, one more go around with cleaning her up. Because I want to get the tips of her fingers. Okay, looking good. All right, let me get gloss, and we're gonna put gloss on top of these. But I think they all look really pretty. This one may need to come in still just a slight bit more. I know we did that in the beginning, but I feel like the other ones are just a bit more. Okay, that looks good. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Okay, let's get our gloss. Let's see here. May take me a second to find it. Oh, that's weird. I can't find it. Let me see. I'm sure I'm just overlooking it. Let me see. That's not it. Okay, that's bizarre. I can't find my gloss, but don't worry about it. We can just top coat these. wanted my gloss though so bad. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit more of our protein bond. Thank you for all the likes, guys, and thank you for hanging in there with me. I think though these are gonna come out real pretty. Mine kind of dried actually, and let's get a little bit more here. Okay. Yeah, they're looking good. All right, I'm gonna go in with my manicure top because I love this one. Okay. And then we're gonna kind of look at them real good and see where I could have done better. Because I'm already seeing where I could have done better. But I feel like if these were on a client, and I would be okay sending them out the door. I feel like we got a really pretty shape. We got the back area by our cuticle really nice and thin. We've got them thin looking but strong. And I love that little bit of shimmer that's in that pink. It's so pretty. The big dog is snoring, guys, if you hear in the background. Bella's in bed. She went to bed with Chanty. I think Chanty and I both were like, oh my goodness, she never acts this bad. Not this bad. Usually, especially after she eats, she's like, she gets settled. Not today, though. Boy, she's wanting something else. Okay, let's see. See how these are when they finish. And let's see if I've got, I'm gonna do one more thing with them when they come out. Let me find it. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna put on, let me show you all this. So I only bought from, there's a company called Nail Reserve. So you might have heard of them. I bought from them one time and I loved what I got, but I ended up just sticking with Madam Glam. But let me show you what I got. It's a really pretty product. I liked all their products. They were nice. I just liked Madam Glam a little bit better. But this one is called, does it say what it's called? Oh, Magnets is what it's called. It's like a top coat, but it's got a little bit of glittery flakes, like little silver glitter flakes. And I'm gonna put a little bit on here, just on the white part. It'll just give us like some little tiny flakes, but you can just kind of dust it off if you want a little bit more, which is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, very, very simple, but pretty. But I feel like if you're someone that doesn't like to wear a lot of glitter, this is just a tiny bit. I feel like everybody needs some glitter in their life, so we're gonna get it on you one way or another. I feel like it makes me happy when I have a little bit of sparkle. Well, a lot of sparkle for me is, I like a lot of sparkle, but if you're not a real sparkly person, just adding a little bit. There we go. Let me show you. I'll cure it, but it's just the tiniest bit. Like ever so slight. It's very pretty, very natural. It doesn't look like you went all out. Okay, let's get that in the nuker. I hear you, Bella. You're back in here? How come you're not back there with Jandy sleeping, huh? You didn't want to? Oh man, listen to you. Listen to you. Hey, Cindy. Nayali? Am I saying that right? Helada? I hear you. Okay, yeah, that actually, it wasn't a top coat. I thought it was a top coat, but it's not. Most of my Madam Glams that have glitter are top coats, or that have glitter like this are top coats. But this one's got a sticky, so let me go one more layer of top coat, because I don't want it to be sticky. Oh. Why aren't you back there with your mama? Miss Bella, I'm gonna put you on camera here in a minute and let them see who's throwing a fit, ma'am. I am. I'm gonna embarrass you. Put her in here. Call her out. Yeah, we are. Okay, we're almost done, and then we're gonna really take a good look and we're gonna point out some things because I need to do better. And this is how we learn. But I would honestly say, if this was a client, I would point out, what I did. And I would just make sure that that's not gonna bother them. If it bothers them, we're gonna have to redo it. But see, from afar, these look really nice. I think they look like sisters. They look pretty good. But if we come in close, okay, I'm gonna get my little pointer here. So this is not sharp enough. I should have come up a little bit more with my pink over here. That side looks good. That's not bad. This is a little tiniest bit crooked in here. It's not perfect. So I need to do better there. I'm fine with this one. I think those look pretty good. And I'm okay with that one. Yeah. So there we go. What do you guys think? Not bad? Do they look thin enough? Do they look pretty? Would you wear them? Let's see. Let me fix her little hand here. Yeah, they look good. I'll show you side profile too. That's pretty. I think that looks really good. Not bad at all. And then the thickness that we've got going on is going to be about the same. So you see it's just kind of barely. Keeping that apex back here at the back. I know that pinky one's kind of hard to see. So not bad. All right. There's our little nail class. What does my vacuum look like? I'll show you. So it's from Young Nails. And let me get it dusted off here. Hold on. Since we just did so much. Hold on. Let me dump this air filter out. Okay, so the vacuum looks like, let me get you zoomed back out. There we go. So it's by Young Nails. It looks like this. And then to change the air filter, you just take this off. And this is a little filter. And I just turn it upside down in the trash and move my fingers back and forth across it, which I just, well, I need to do the same with this. But do you see here's your little blade that goes around? And that's it. Simple, simple. And then you just turn it on and off as you need it. It works really nice. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging in here with me. And yeah, it just sucks up all your dust from your nails. So that way you don't have too much of a mess to deal with outside of that. But we're always cleaning our nail space and everything. So by the time you finish, you should be all good and cleaned up and clean space and ready to go for the next client. Here, we'll do a little bit of cuticle oil on her, since we're pretending this is our actual client, and I'm just gonna rub this in her little fingers all around. And on this one. And then if her hands are dry, you can actually just kind of go across her hands. There, and now she looks a lot better. And lotion her up and give her a little hand massage, and you're all done. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. And Vibe Tribe, I appreciate you and your support and cheering me on as I learn and grow here. So yeah, there we go, our French, our short, active French. Very cute. All right, and I will catch you sometime this weekend. We'll be coming live, and I will see you then. All right, have a good night, everybody.